Since the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan, many feel that women are increasingly being excluded from public life. The Taliban were notorious for their oppressive rule from 1996 to 2001, when women were banned from going to school or work and only allowed to leave the house with a male companion.
Afghan women find themselves in the indefensible position of looking for help. Experts say standing beside them in their struggle and finding ways to persuade the Taliban to give them their rights and the political will to do so is the least the international community could do.
But there are some who are determined to speak out despite the threat of retribution.
By the name of God, my name is Farah Mustafawi. I am a social peace and human rights activist. On that day in 15 August, when the Taliban came to Afghanistan and the Kabul city fault, it is not just a fault of a country, a fault of a province. It was a fault of all new generation demands, all new generation and young, and that they have education during 21 years. It was the demise of hope of all new generation.
The Taliban have promised to change, saying they would respect women's rights within the framework of Islamic Sharia law.
Absolutely. We are trying to provide an environment for women so that they can work without any sort of problems. At the same time, emotionally and spiritually, women and their families at home should be satisfied. It is the responsibility of our government.
But Farah remains skeptical.
Their deeds are not consistent with their words. They printed they are changed, but they didn't. I don't believe that they are changed. We lost all system, administration, constitution, freedom, human rights, women's rights, and also some freedom that nowadays we don't have the choice of wearing. It's a fundamental right, but we didn't have the choice of wearing our dress.
With growing criticism, the Taliban have pledged to allow girls to return to school, but have not provided a time frame.
Because of war, there are many districts across the country where educational institutions were destroyed. We are now trying to establish schools in those areas to promote education.
Although still marginalized, Afghan women have gained basic rights over the years. They became lawmakers, judges, pilots, and police officers. Hundreds of thousands have entered the workforce, a necessity in some cases, as many women were widowed during 2 decades of foreign occupation and brutal war. Taliban officials say women will be allowed to work in the near future, but it is not exactly clear when that will happen, whether in weeks, months, or years to come. Danial Khan, CGTN Kandahar, Southern Afghanistan.